There's a fabulous book called Your Brain at Work in Quiet Leadership. I know some of you have read that by David Brock. And he's developed a model called the S.C.A.R.F model. How many people have heard of the S.C.A.R.F model? Kim, I know you have. Yes, a couple people, right? Okay, it's been noted as one of the 10 best ideas for the last decade. And in that S.C.A.R.F model, he talks about the different kinds of threats that everybody experiences that sends us into that fight, flight, freeze place, that sends our job seekers into that place of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? The first one is S for status, right? I guarantee you, if a job seeker walks into a room of a bunch of recruiters, there are huge status threats going on. What are they? What are the status threats? Recruiter's employed, I'm not. Recruiter makes more money than I do, I'm not. I don't make any money. What else?
They have the power to hire you.
Has a power and authority that I don't have. Good. What else? Has a nicer suit than I'm wearing. What else?
They're more in control.
In control, power, yeah.
Older than I am or younger than I am.
Older than I am, younger than I am, prettier than I am, uglier than I am. Whatever it is, right? Has more experience than I do. Has a degree and I don't. Phyllis.
He's got a role and I don't have a role.
A role and I don't have a
Or
role.
he's got an identity and I don't.
Right, I've lost my identity, he's got an identity. The huge status threats, yeah. And not to take those things lightly, because if they are thinking those things, where are they? They're in cyber mode, here. And the minute they get there, they can't start thinking about, how do I be of value? How do I be curious? How do I do all of these things? C stands for certainty. Simply the question is, will I be successful? Can I pay my bills tomorrow? How long will this take? I'm doing this transition. Am I going to be good at it? What are other certainty questions or concerns that they might have?
Job security.
Job security, right. Am I the next one on the next round of layoffs? Right. So certainty is a huge piece of the puzzle. Interestingly, if you kick up the chemical oxytocin, not to be confused with OxyContin, oxytocin, it's the cuddle chemical, right, that goes off when we hold a baby, we pat a dog, those sorts of things. If you increase that, studies show that people will be more trusting and more confident socially. Kind of interesting. Okay, so their certainty will, that calms the amygdala, right? Autonomy is just another word for choice. If your job seekers feel like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, or they have two bad choices, sends off the fight, flight, freeze response. R is relatedness, commonalities, right? We all know that if we're in a networking situation, and if I'm in a networking situation, of course I'll walk up and I'll say, hi, I'm an introvert, you go first, right? If I'm in a networking situation, I find somebody who loves vintage jewelry, who has Papillon dogs, who has a daughter that just went off to college, I'm going to find something to talk about quickly, right? There's relatedness happening there. If your job seekers don't have those relatedness pieces, obviously they've got the fight, flight, freeze going off, and then they freeze, and then they look stupid when they're trying to network, right? They have disjointed conversations, they come out of left field, they're trying to think about what they're going to say next, as opposed to just going with the flow of the conversation. And then fairness. Fairness is a big one. Fairness is, I got laid off, and the guy below me, who has 20 years less experience, didn't. And I got laid off because I make more. Or I got laid off because somebody backstabbed me. Or the fairness of, why do I have to do these stupid ATS systems? Well, can't somebody just talk to me and hire me, right? What are some other fairness kinds of things that you might see with your clients that they say or they think? Ageism, yeah, not fair, right? They think I can't do it because I'm older. Anybody else? Education. And that fairness, like I have to have a degree to get a job. I've got 20 years of experience and he has an MBA and I know more, right?
People coming out of the military, serving in Iraq, coming back in these high-level positions, and they're being told you shouldn't aspire to do X, Y, and Z. I tell them the reverse, and I walk them through the whole process because, I think that's ludicrous.
the certainty, will I have enough